Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Good evening from Vienna, and welcome to the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. Okay, here we go again, This is the part I like the most. I don't fucking have to do anything. We get to see who shows up. Could be a party, could be a bust out, could be anything. Never really have high expectations on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. It really is just about being spontaneous, being happy, not really giving a flying shit about anything. I think that's the most important part. That's why I'm on this crap, because I don't want to give a shit. This is the time where I get to be happy. And as Michael says, we get to... Oh, he says, ha, ha, ha. I thought that was MAGA. I made it again first. Yeah, Recon 5 is also in the house. Second place goes to Recon 5. He gets nothing. Only the first prize, first place, gets nothing. Nobody here gets anything. If you get at least one smile, I don't know, when I watched Trump on Saturday, man, I fucking was laughing at least 30 times. He had zingers, man. I was laughing my ass off. That's all we're supposed to do on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. Try to even get close enough to be as funny as Trump. I mean, the guy is a character. And he's fucking smart, and he's a great politician and the best president we've ever had. So we're here to celebrate that. It's like going to church on Sunday. Celebrate Jesus dying on the cross with bread and with wine. In this case, we're celebrating President Trump with a cigarette, beer, and I'm going to open up the wine later and make this a proper service. This is I wouldn't call it a memorial, but because that sounds kind of negative. Jesus dying on the cross is kind of sad, but it's actually positive. He died for our sins. I don't get to do anything. I can say hi to everybody, but we'll see who's coming in, what the party happens, and all that stuff. Everybody, I think everybody's getting used to the idea of the drill. I know I'm slowly getting good at this. Because at 45 minutes past the hour is when I start to read everything. So right now I don't give a shit. I polish off my beer, open up a bottle of wine. Maybe I'll say something intelligent. By reading your comments, sometimes it jazzes me up, and I think to myself, wow, that gives me a thought, and then I can maybe say something clever, maybe say something funny, following up on your stuff. Coop is in the house. And then on the hour, I'll try to call somebody, or somebody can call me. I like the crank call thing. We might get, who knows what happens. I do have some announcements to make later when the room fills up. I have a couple of really cool things, actually, that I want to announce. Some people know it already, some people don't. Maybe we get somebody new in the room. Maybe we get some old people, which I haven't seen for a long time. People come, people go. And I like new people. That's fun. That's always fun. But, yeah, okay. I'm going to say cheers from Vienna. I'm finishing up this beer. It's fucking wine o'clock. This is where I get the bullshit, like, and I don't know, talk about crap, like what's happening in Austin. I don't know. Hope to catch the cunt. Oh, that poor fucking helicopter, man. That crash, boom, that sucks. When it's time for God to take you away, you can't fight it. You may try, but you're dead. No, it's always fun doing this shit. And tonight, for some reason, I'm in a really, really good mood. That's part of the surprise. I'm gonna save that for later. But I got a couple interesting stories. Joggling around. Is joggling a word? Or is it jogging? Joggling? Something Google. I had joggling. I don't know. Where's Dick Rundell? I need to find out if joggling is a word. I have a couple ideas. Joggling around. I just made it a word. Joggling around in my head, and I just hope I can remember them after I open up this wine. Now, my favorite part of the show, I don't gotta do anything. Hey, what did he do for the first 15 minutes? He bullshitted and opened up a wine after polishing off a beer. He was chain smoking the whole time. That's great entertainment. That's super, super great. Oh, I should probably turn the fan off. Whoop. I think it makes me not so loud anymore. Harmony's in the house. Sweet. We got a little crew. Everything's coming together. Stephanie's in the house. Oh, hold on a second. I forgot. I didn't finish my sentence. Does that kind of count? I haven't seen you for a couple of days. Stephanie's in the house. Welcome back to the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. This is Bart. I don't have to do anything. I'm opening up wine. That's enough. Yeah, Michael caught my attention. Correct. It's about nothing, like an episode of Seinfeld. Except that people are nice here. Correct. No, people are really nice here. I'm nice to myself, and I want everybody else to be nice to themselves. For me, that means it's 23:36 in Vienna. You guys changed your clocks. We don't do that here. We gotta wait 2 weeks. So you guys are actually a little bit closer to me now. At least the people who are in America. Anybody in Europe, we're still at the same time. And now, for me, it's only 5 hours time difference. I'm ahead of you guys by 5 hours. And in 2 weeks, I'll go back to the normal 6 hours ahead of you. For all my friends in Texas and Washington, you're fucking really far away. So it is officially now 1 o'clock. Damn, I've only been on for 6 minutes. It feels like an hour. Cheers from the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show to everybody here. My job is to calm everybody down a little bit, and to bring the peace to the problems of the world. I'm starting to sound like George Clooney. Fucking, I watched that thing with Clooney today. I don't know. George Clooney. He's a good-looking son of a bitch, but I don't know. Oh, he's okay. He's all right. I don't know. I'm not sure how to think. Oh, and my co-star, the Zippo. A lot of people say, I like the sound of Zippo opening and closing. I like the sound of the fire. You guys can't hear the fire. I don't think the fire gets through. But and I also want to say hi to all my lurkers. It's okay to lurk on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. I do it at Gramps. Oh, Harmony's helping out the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. Sweet. Anybody who wants to do that, there's a lot of rooms going around. And, yeah, share it. I'm going to be doing live interviews on the top of the hour. This is the part I like about this show, and it's fun doing this stuff. Try to get a couple of people in here. Maybe if nobody wants to talk to me, then I'm going to call you anyway. If you want to be live on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show for a 5-minute spot, come in and you call me on Google Hangouts. What you got to do is send your email address to alecwhittier@hotmail.com, and you can be live, and for 5 minutes you can bullshit, or you can say something serious. I don't really give a fuck. I don't think anybody here gives a flying shit, but sometimes we like to hear people's voices. I will not be sharing your email address. I will not be sharing your face. You're not even going to see my face. My face is on the YouTube thing. I have to press the camera thing goes down, and you have to turn your YouTube thing off, and we get a direct contact through Hangouts. Harmony says she might want, she's teasing with me right now. She says, laugh out loud, depends on the subject. Well, the thing is, you can ask me a question, or I can ask you a question, or we can do 3 questions each, or we can do 2 questions and 5 questions. We can bounce it back and forth depending on which question was funnier, how many laughs we get, or how many times people press 1. There's so many different ways that we can have a 5-minute segment. There is no subject. As Michael would say, this is like Seinfeld, man. You can tell me what you had for dinner. I don't give a shit. I can tell you what I had for dinner today. Beer and peanuts. That's the name of the show. That was my fucking dinner. I'm living in laps. Is that the right word? Laps of luxury. Laps. I'm in the laps of luxury here in Vienna. I really did have beer and peanuts for. It was a snack. I think I'm going to go on the sweets later tonight. I'm in a good fucking mood today. I think because yeah, Harmony says I do well on no subject. Correct. That's what the, you think I have a script? All I did was have stupid fucking sounds written on a piece of toilet paper. Okay, this is how pro this show is. But I have figured out how to do interviews on Google Hangouts. I think it makes it more interesting. Stephanie asks, this is a question. How is Isabella this eve? That's part of my story. In 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you. But I'll give you a hint. She's in a really good mood. She's in a really, really good mood. And that's part of my story. I have 2 surprises. Beer is in the house. We know what the sound for beer is. Cheers. Clink. Blackie, I didn't understand what you asked me. Joy's in the house. Up. He said, Fitz, yo, what you all making the news over here today for? I have no idea. Are you saying that Vienna's in the news? I haven't really turned on the... I watched the... I don't know. Clarify. Dick Rendell, what does beer mean? Stephanie says, yay, surprise. She likes surprises. We all like surprises. And one of the subject matters is what Stephanie brought up. Isabella, famously known on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show for being the walrus and sometimes the unicorn. I'm in a great fucking mood. I don't know. I mean, I had to bust out on Saturday because everybody was watching the Trump thing. I was too. And Beer was my co-star. He was just like, dude, man. I asked him for a favor. I said, let me know when Trump's first foot goes on the first step going up to the stage, and then I'm going to shut my show down. I didn't even play the Doobie Brothers. Beer says he's going to research. Thank you. And so, but I was like, nobody was on, and Beer was like, because everybody's watching, you know. Somebody else. Ben Arsman's in the house. Sup? Ben Arsman is part of my exciting news. I have 2 exciting stories to tell in 3 minutes. Then we'll take phone calls at the top of the hour. And then I'm going to try to be professional and do a 1-hour show. We'll see what happens. Sometimes I get drunk and go over. I don't know. Sometimes the walrus shows up and she's part of the show. I might be able to tempt her to come on. Dick Rendell is in the house. Austrian, oh, hold on a second. I knew that, I knew you were lurking. Okay, hold on. News alert. News alert. News alert. Dick Rendell says, Austrian soldier shoots attacker after man stabbed him repeatedly. Well, good for the Austrian soldier. I guess we need to have some more details about that. Beer looks like, yeah, you can, if Beer or Dick, you can tell me the more details and stuff. But if an Austrian soldier, that usually means he's a kid, and he shoots attacker after a man stabbed him repeatedly. So, glad he shot him. I wonder where. And when you say Austrian, I didn't hear about that in Vienna. Isabella didn't tell me anything, and she just came home in the car. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Hey, I'll check it out later. Whatever. Just chill out here. Better yet, chill with a chilled beer. Ben says, seems like everybody's going crazy, but he spelled crazy wrong. I'm his English teacher, too. Crazy is with a Z. Hold on, is S next to Z on my typewriter? Nope, that wasn't even a typo. Everyone seems to be going crazy nowadays. Correct! I think they've kind of always been going crazy. It's just, I don't know, maybe, I mean, the Lockerbie bombing at Pan Am, that was pretty fucking crazy. I was in Logan International Airport when that happened. And I was like 89, and I'm like, that's fucking eerie. That's like really, really eerie. And there's a lot of things happening. And when I was a kid, they were taking American reporters in Tehran. That seemed crazy. How could they do that? How come we can't get... Jimmy Carter couldn't get out these journalists and all that shit? And then Reagan on day 1 got them out? That's funny, weird stuff. I don't even understand. So this kind of been going on all the time? They'd kill Jesus Christ? That's really weird. I have no idea what that one was all about. So, was it the Romans? So, a lot of weird stuff happens all of the time. But Ben is probably one of the youngest people in the audience. And for him, he seems like he was born into a generation of violence and shit. I know you know how to spell crazy. 'Cause I'm crazy, crazy for teaching English to you. I know, everybody with their fucking, you got the iPhone last year, and you know, everyone's, oh shit, I'm on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. I have to type fast. No, slow down your typing. Proofread it. We like to have perfect English on the show. I don't give a flying fuck. But with Ben, we write lyrics together. So yeah. Harmony says, smash that like for Alec. But please call me Blackie. No, I'm both. It's weird because I got banned as Blackie Fitzpatrick for playing Duran Duran. I think everybody knows that story by now, but I like saying the word Duran Duran. It's funny. Banned for playing Duran Duran. See, Ben, this is how you write good lyrics, right? Banned for playing Duran Duran. We're going to turn that into a track, which nobody will buy. Okay, it's 45 minutes. I'm going to start to read the shit, but I've already started earlier. Dick says he had a knife-proof vest. Good. So was unharmed and then shot the attacker. Good. What city was he in? Because Austria, there's 8 million people, but, you know, still 8 million people. Duran Duran Band. There we go. That's a title. We like that. Duran Duran Band. It's still not going to be a hit. It's a hit here on the Blackie Fitzpatrick. I like it. I'm never going to try to sell it to a record company, but Duran Duran Band. Nope, the record company's going to say no. Jones in the house. Sup? These are all friendly people. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everybody. Hold on a second. I just repeated myself. It doesn't really fucking matter. We had Joan on the other day. I got a nice message from CF about Joan's husband, who's passed away, and he he was all around the town with music. So my question for you, Joan, is: are you a rock and roll chick? Because your husband was doing a lot of music in a lot of different countries. Ooh, at the Iranian embassy in Vienna. Okay, now it's closer to my home. Okay. Dick Rendell says, wounded soldier shoots dead, knife attacker outside Iranian ambassador's residence. Oh, outside of his residence in Vienna. Good. Sorry you're dead. Fuck, motherfucker. The Iranian ambassador's residence, that's usually in a very, very nice area of Vienna. And of course there was a soldier there. Dumb fuck, tried to get in there. Yeah, so what we have to find out here, do we know where the dead guy is from? Is he Austrian? He could be Austrian. He could be Irish. He could be an American. It's not me, because I'm still alive. AC Cobra is in the house. Back of the net. Toker. Jay in the house. Sweet. And I can't remember if I think I said hi to you, Demon. But after a couple of names, I can't remember if I'm saying hi or repeating myself. Just like JB, we all have this problem. He talks about it being hard. He doesn't like to make mistakes. I love making mistakes. I'm a musician. Of course I love making mistakes. Yeah, no, we've clarified it was an attack in Vienna, dear. It is some lunatic, some deranged person with a knife went up, tried to get into the Iranian ambassador's residence, which are all these ambassadors who live here. I'll tell you a story, and it's true. I used to teach Kush 420 in the house. Sweet. We got a good crowd. I think we have Harmony to thank for that. Thank you, Harmony. They never say where the guy's from, but he's 26 years old. Yeah, he's fucking punk and really dumb because you can't even get close to these places. I used to teach English. This is a true story from the 90s. I used to teach English, and it was a weird job, to the ambassador to Armenia. And I got a chance to go, and I would go to his mansion. These places are super guarded, okay, with super high walls and all that stuff. And he lived there in a mansion. I mean, when I say mansion, I mean mansion. It was him, his wife, and they had one kid. And the whole place was fucking empty. And we went up to the second floor to where his office was. And it was so weird going to that place. But I taught him for a spell. And it was really, he calls up and he's like, is your name Alec? And I said, yeah. He said, do you teach English lessons? And I said, yeah. And I was about 27, so I wasn't in the embassy. I didn't think about stabbing him. You gotta be stupid to fucking do that one, man. I was about 26 when I taught the ambassador to Armenia. I had to look it up on the map. Having beer says, beer in life is simple. Chill and be relaxed. from our friend RT. Correct. It's not really slow mode. I'm on 15 seconds. It's a 15-second slow mode, Kush. It should be 15 seconds. That's what I set it for. Because I can't read that fast. Okay, I got a small laptop thing here. And if I get into a little tiny rant, it's like I've missed everything. This is the point. 15 minutes, this is where I try to read. And then in 10 minutes, I'm going to try to go to Google Hangouts and see if we can get somebody's voice on the show. Somebody new would be great. All you got to do, and I have to check my Hotmail in a minute, all you got to do is send me your email address. I will not share it on the air. Send me your email address to Alec Whittier, the page you're watching, at hotmail.com. Give me your email address, and I'll put it into the Google Hangouts. Oh, that's right. I think I had this dream this morning, and I think that I figured out the problem that I was having. Let me double check here that my memory serves. It came to me in a dream, and I was like, I screwed up something, I think. No, I didn't screw it up. I'm still trying to figure out. Everything is in German. I'm like, so it's probably Joan. I'm thinking about you. It could be a problem that I'm having on my end because it's in German. Where's the walrus? When I say German, I mean Hochdeutsch. It's in like Monty Python's English. It's like, hey, be honest. If anybody's from America, when we watched Monty Python's as a kid, we were lucky if we understood half of it. Dick Rendell says JB is live right now. Someone screwed up the coordination. JB did. Someone tell JB that I'm on. I always go on 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. He sometimes he says he has a problem with time, so he forgot. Yeah, let him know. I'm sure he'll shut it down. He can come on after me, or I can interview him. Beer will go over there. Whatever. Just say, hey, dude, man, Blackie's on. Come on over to the party, or you can keep both up. I don't know. Maybe he's on a good rant. I'm not really being that good right now. So, but I'm looking for. I'm supposed to tell you the breaking news. Okay. Going back to Stephanie. Isabella's in a great mood because today she asked me for a favor and I couldn't believe she says, hey, she says, Blackie, I just came home and I was in the car and she had a good day at work, a short day at work, and then she hung out with a girlfriend and she said she found herself singing in the car on the radio. And she says, can you give me voice lessons? And I says, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. She's been living with me for fucking 3 years, and it takes a lot of courage. Society Childs is in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And she asked me for singing lessons, and I said, sure, of course. I said, I'm a music teacher for 30 years, and it takes a lot of courage to ask a teacher. I know I've been teaching, and most times people are nervous and everything, and I asked her, I said, when do you want to do it? And she says, now. And I said, great. So we had a 1-hour singing lesson, her first time. She did great. And I'm sure she's not going to sing right now, but she had her first lesson, and we talked about, continuing lessons. But we're working on Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which ain't too bad. And she's singing it, and then we're doing the boring stuff, do, a deer, a female deer, and all that shit. But she never had any music study at all, and I'm not trying to teach her how to get into the Berklee School of Music as an opera singer, but I can teach her how to have fun singing. So Stephanie, she's in a great fucking mood, and it makes me happy too. And the other news, and if Ben Armstrong is still around, for anybody who doesn't know, I know a lot of people know about the Gorf show, but Gorf has asked me and Ben Armstrong to come on his show this Friday. I thought that was very, very nice of him. And we're setting up the times. But I'm going to do my show like normal. 6:30 to 7:30. Gorf comes on at 7:30. And then I think at 8:30, we're going to have Ben Armstrong and myself live on the Gorf show. That'll be a first. I know he plays Ben Armstrong's music a lot, but I've never had an interview with Gorf or had him interview us. So I guess he's going to be in charge. And Ben said yes, so we're working down the time. And but I'm guessing I wrote to him on email and I said, dude, man, we'd love to come on your show. That'd be great. He'll probably keep us on for like 2 hours. His show goes on for like 5 hours. His show is super long. But Ben and I will have a couple of drinks, and I think it's going to be really, really fun. Yet live on the Gorf show Blackie Fitzpatrick and Ben Arslan. That is breaking news for a lot of people here. So Isabella is now singing, and Ben, the singer, is now going to be interviewed on Gorf. And I know, Ben, you're happy about that, and everybody here who's watching is really, really happy. So I think that is super, super cool. Those are my two big stories that I wanted to say. Okay, now I'm going to slowly check my Hotmail, see if anybody wrote to me. Nobody wrote. Oh, no, that means I have to, like, crank call somebody. I know I have a long list of people here. The only one that's green, okay, two. AC Cobra's green. Kanga Kang is green. I don't know. I may have to ask anybody if they want to come on. Yeah, Harmony says, nice, Alec. We love Gorf. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool, actually. Stephanie said, yeah, oh, nice. What fun, Gorf show. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I mean, I know this is all underground, TV, radio, whatever you call it. But it's all connecting people and stuff, and everyone's being nice. And Ben, if you're still listening, on Gorf, we can't fucking swear. No fucking swearing, okay? Can't do that shit. JB, you can swear. He can swear, and we can swear in the text. Here you can fucking swear. When you talk to me on the phone, you can say whatever the fuck is on your mind. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But when we do the interview, we got to be like a fucking Christian church, or Catholic church. Sometimes the Christian church you can swear, but not during the service. So we got to be like really, really Catholic and no swearing. Church mode. No gospel. Gospel you can fucking swear all you want. We got to be like super Catholic church. I don't think it might be funny. I think it might be funny. I'm pretty good at not swearing. So is Ben. We both like to swear a lot, but that's just because it's funny when you swear. I don't know. It's just no. Actually, it's an expression. Usually, I swear in humor, but if somebody's stabbing me into my bulletproof vest with a knife, I probably would say, "Stop stabbing me, motherfucker, or I'm going to shoot you dead." And unfortunately, that stupid fuck. Unfortunately, all these people are deranged, okay? They're retards, and I feel bad for them. It's like, you know, I don't even like to use the word trolls. They're deranged people. And when you run into deranged people, you got to take care of the situation and take care of it. You know, it's however the best way you know how to take care of it. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Everybody can bounce back and forth. And Sandy Hook is a good topic. I'm going to do my show like normal. I think he's probably testing me. I mean, JB said a couple of times. He says, it doesn't matter. Blackie can go live and I can go live. He doesn't like... The timing idea was my idea. I was thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to pick a time. But JB comes on like, I don't know, whenever he wants to. And that's fine. He can do that. That's fine. Now, everyone's going to go over there. Or you can keep up both. I know some people can't. It's like on the Android or whatever. You can only do one at the same time. You can't do both and multitasking. But Michael says again. Thanks a lot, Pierre. He was eating. Okay. Tony still hasn't figured out the time zone problem. Dick Rendell, please explain to Manchester why he thinks I'm on early. Tony, you should know this by now. Maybe you don't think about it a lot. It also caught me off guard a little bit. America changed their clocks. I'm always going to be 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not early. You're late. No. I know. Because of the time zone. America is now a little bit closer to us here in Europe. But I'm glad you found out. And you wouldn't get the notifications because in Europe, it still is correct. 22:58 in Manchester, 23:58 in Vienna. And but in America, I went on perfectly on time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, we changed our clocks. It does fuck with the head a little bit. And I saw you, I think it was you, was it Tony or was it AC Cobra? I missed the show. You came in at the end. I was saying bye. Tony has a good statement. American time don't count. Unless you're in America. And this TV show is for America. No, it's for everybody. It's okay. Hey, Tony makes you think a little bit about, I don't know, time zones. No, time zones, I understand. That's the way the sun goes around. But changing the clock thing, I don't know. I heard a story the other day that they were saying that in Florida, there's a bill coming out that maybe they're going to stop the whole fucking time zone thing. And I thought that would be funny because it is kind of a pain in the ass. Spring forward, fall back. And I understand it was for the farmers in the old days, but nowadays we have electricity and we have lights. I don't know. I don't get. Michael says time is illusion. Lunchtime. Undoubtedly so. Yeah, Ford, perfect. Correct. No, time is, whatever. I mean, one of the heaviest books that I've ever read is from Martin Heidegger, and it's called Being and Time. And Being and Time. It's about Star Trek, written in the 1800s. It's a great book. It's very dense, but it is a great book. Michael says, deranged people give trolls like me a bad image. Correct! No, a troll is, I mean, I had to look it up. First, I asked one of my students who was younger, and I said, what does troll mean? And he had a hard time trying to explain it to me. So then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, a disruptor. Or as I said, for anybody who didn't like the Vietnam War, and if you said that the Vietnam War was bad, you were called an agitator. At least that's what I learned from watching the movie The Graduate. Dick Rendell says, Dave should do it on Friday at 4 p.m. so everybody gets off an hour early. Yeah. Correct. That would be great, actually. No, I mean, there are positive things with the spring forward, fall back. Is that when you fall back, when you're at the bar, it turns into 2 at 3 o'clock, so you get 1 hour extra drinking. That's the part I like that part. When I was a drinker, I was like, that's pretty cool, man. Fucking an extra hour at the bar? Fuck yeah. At least in Florida they did it that way. Usually on the West Coast, they shut everything down. At least in Sarasota County, they shut everything down at 2 o'clock. And we had to talk to the bartenders and the DJ, and we're like, hold on, legally, it's fucking 1 o'clock. And they said, well, not exactly, no, because at 3 o'clock it turns into 2 o'clock. And we're like, come on, man, stay open for another hour. Dick Rendell says, yes, my point exactly, start drinking earlier. To be honest with you, for me, Friday, I was a waiter in Florida, so Friday at 4 o'clock, I would still be as a waiter. So I was always a late night drinker. Hence, for me, it's 2 minutes past midnight, and I'm still fucking drinking. Beer says, happy hour, fuck yeah. It's a super happy hour. Fall back. Spring forward sucked, but they would just stay open. They would stay open until 2. But in the fall back, till 3 o'clock, 1 hour of drinking. It's 1 hour of profit for the bar. But the bartenders, yeah, they get tips. The DJ was the hard one to convince. She's like, I gotta stay a fucking hour now? She didn't matter. She was fucking drunk. And the cops didn't give a shit. They were cool. Jones says, holy moly, keep losing contact. I'm not sure what that means, but I hope that you're back. Okay, nobody wants me to call. Am I going to do crank phone calls? I'm just going to call up anybody? I'm going to keep this as part of the feature. That way I can drink more. If I'm sitting here talking my ass off, then I can't fucking drink and I can't smoke. My doctor says it's healthy. Talk like crazy. Give singing lessons to your girlfriend, for example. Okay, well, Joan says, laugh out loud. No, I'm a blues girl and artist. No, well, when I say rock chick, I'm sorry, I'm a rock and roll guy. So yeah, I mean, are you, whatever. Having a beer says, Dick, you're being paged to the mic. Well, yeah, Dick might think about it. Otherwise, I'm just going to crank call anybody. And you don't have to pick up. The Chicago 4 o'clock stay open till 5 a.m. on fallbacks. Oops. Yep. No, it's. I mean, in Sarasota County, you can't even fuck. I don't know. I never saw this before, but on Sarasota County, you can't buy beer, not even in the gas station or anywhere. You can't buy, or in a restaurant, you can't buy beer until 12 o'clock noon because you're supposed to go to church. Dick Rendell says, call beer. Everyone wants the chicken exit. I don't even think I have beer on my list. Beer? Are you on my list? I can't remember if you are. No, I got a bunch of people. We had a couple of new people recently, which I like. That's the thing we like. I don't think I have a soda one for beer. Every time I try to call Ben, he hasn't figured it out. I get connection issues with a lot of different people. And I haven't figured it out yet. And all of us haven't figured it out yet. I guess that's what. And then my last thing says I have an empty hangout with nobody in it. That's okay. That's pretty cool. Maybe I should call that one. I can talk to myself. Well, I should call up JB. That's what I should do. Get him off of the show. Okay, let me call up JB. That'd be funny, actually. Okay, I'm calling JB. Just to piss him off. He'll probably fuck with his head. He'd be like, huh? This is funny, actually.
That's fucking hilarious.
Welcome to the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. Okay. We looks like I see his face here. Looks like we lost connection. Oh no! I think he said that's fucking hilarious. Okay, that's good. I like that's total David Letterman stuff. It's like, that's funny. No, that's really funny. It's like when I remember David Letterman would go and bother Tony Randall when Tony Randall was doing shit, and so he would go on the set and he was like, "Fuck me, you just fucked up my show." So do it again. Dick Rendell says, "My contract says you must have 50 people in the room verified. Sorry, contractual obligation. Respect." No, I understand that. Who's calling me now? Oh, it's JB. Let's see if we make this work again here. Take two. Did that work? Oh no! I think I pressed the wrong button. JB, if you can hear me, I'm gonna call you back. I think I'm having this. Everything's in German here, man. And sometimes I press the wrong button, so I'm gonna call him. So fucking funny, man. Sorry, Tony Randall. Oh no, it says it's still not working. Or is it working? Are you on, buddy? It looks like it has some type of signal. He was on there for a second. I don't know. If he has both things going at the same time, I think everything is confused right now. He can only do one picture thing at once, which is why I turn my camera off so I don't confuse the computer. Yeah, it looks like yeah, he's got to turn off something. But that was funny. That was really, really funny. Oh man, I like that. These are things we like on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. Okay, now I'm back to the chat. See, he's off at the mo. I'm not sure what that means. But beer gets the joke. That's funny. Michael has, okay, that's funny. Is a blues girl like a goth girl? Black and blue is sometimes a good match. That's funny. Beer says you'll be back in 20 minutes. That's when I'm leaving. No, maybe I'll stay on. We'll see. If you have, Dick Rendell says, if you have 49 or more than 50, I have to hang up. No, I understand that. Okay, take three. Okay, let me see if I can press the right button. Okay, take three. Hello, can you hear us?
Hold on, let me,
You are live on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show.
What's up, Alec Rittier, a.k.a. Blackie Fitzpatrick?
JB, you have the floor.
Your volume is extremely low, and I am not sure why.
Pretend like it's a phone. Put it right on your ear.
Pretend like it's a phone. It is a phone.
Okay, yeah, but put it on your ear. That's what worked last time.
Now I can hear you great.
Yeah.
So,
you have the floor.
So, yo, homie, you called me at just the right time. I was kind of struggling on my live stream, and I saw you make a comment. I go, I wonder if Blackie can go on earlier today, because I'm kind of, treading water here. And then I see, I pop out of the window, and I see you, online, obviously. And then I see you're like, yo, I'm calling Jade, calling Jason. And it just, everything happened kind of in a synchronous fashion, which is fantastic. So let's go. We're going to make this extraordinarily entertaining as usual. And let's go. It's your show, so you lead it, homie.
Well, I got a message from Michael and from having a beer that you were on live and you were talking about Sandy Hook. I missed that part because I always go on at 6:30 and you forgot to look at the clock.
Right. Well, what I like to do is, and we can get into specifics in a minute or two or whatever, but what I like to do is I drop seeds. I drop seeds. If, anybody who's been watching me for 2.5 years since the beginning of the election knows that I use my channel to drop seeds about 9/11 and Sandy Hook, just because I want to get it out there in the public consciousness. So I'd be curious as to what their questions were, because there's nobody with a breath or a pulse in the history of our independent chats. And by that, I mean mine, yours, and maybe Gramps, and maybe JujuBot, that knows more about, has more detailed subject matter on these issues than myself. No brag, just fact. No brag, just fact. Go.
Well, I'm waiting for the comments to come in. I'm reading the chat here. But I will say one thing, JB, and I find this a little bit astonishing, is, you and me both know that Donald Trump knows the truth about everything, right? But for some... well, hold on. Stay with my thought for a second. The reason why I'm saying this is because he never makes reference to 9/11. Not that I've heard it. I've heard every speech before and after. He never made reference to Sandy Hook. He talks about other tragedies, but those are the two ones that he leaves out. And that's funny, because those are the ones that you talk about. And otherwise he would say, oh, it's really... He doesn't even say, oh, it's sad what happened in Sandy Hook. He doesn't even say the name Sandy Hook, and he never says the numbers 9/11. Never once.
Correct. I agree with you 100%. So what's the point you're driving towards?
That he knows what really is going on, and he doesn't want to go down in history as lying as a president. He cannot lie, so he's omitting the truth. He's a lawyer. He knows how to omit the truth. That's not a lie.
I agree with you. And that's actually a take that I've never taken into consideration, to be frankly, to be honest with you. I've never taken that into consideration. I mean, if you want my take on what you just said, if you want my half of what you just said, so if you just did a half moon there, I'll give you the other half of the moon.
Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes, because it looks like Crystal Keith is coming on after you.
Okay, cool. So what I would say on that front is that it's one of two things. Either he knows that he doesn't want to be JFK'd. We all know what that means.
Yeah, they'll kill him.
Okay? We all know what that means.
They'll kill him.
I just say JFK'd.
Yep.
Or number two, he actually doesn't know, because the deep state is so incredibly entrenched that, the President of the United States really is a figurehead. I would sadly, I'd like to believe it's option number one. To believe, to be honest with you.
I agree, and I think that, when he became president, the deep state told him that, oh, here's the things you don't know. And I guarantee you, I would bet at least $5 that Trump says, I already know it. He has so many connections. He knows everything, man.
Well, let me add this to the conversation. Whether it's, and I'm not being a pessimist, and I'm not being, a Debbie Downer. I'm not being any of that. But there is a I believe it was George Carlin joke. It's very famous. Everybody can find it on YouTube. Just type in George Carlin president. George Carlin was very brilliant. He was very political in his comedy, etc., etc. And what George Carlin said is that no matter who you are, when you're elected, and believe me, George Bush, George H.W. Bush, Barack Obama, fucking all of them, they were a mess. And they're horrible, horrible, horrible people. New World Order, fucking, wingman kind of thing. But what George Carlin said is that when you're elected president, they sit you down in a room. And this is, one could say it's a joke, but it's not a joke. What Carlin said was they sit you down at a big, nice table with a glass of wine or whatever, and they close the blinds and they turn the lights down and they have a television or a projector at the opposite end of the table and they play a video, and this is the quote. They play a video of the JFK assassination from an angle that the public has never seen before. And they let the duly elected new president watch it, and then they say, after, the video is done, they turn it off, they turn the lights on, they open up the blinds, and they say...
Hold on a second, I got to break into the chat. Joan, yes, this is JB. Continue, JB.
Yeah, and then they open up the blinds, and they turn the lights on, and they say, "Do you have any questions, sir?"
Okay, so that goes back to my point, which I said before. If George Carlin knows that information, that's why I know that Trump knows that information too. Okay, right. It's not privy to only if George Carlin can figure out. George Carlin has connections. I'm sure that George Carlin and Trump were actually friends, so they know it. Dick Rendell says everyone knows he was hit by the Rothschilds. Michael says yes.
All I'm saying is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I'm just very, very, very concerned. But you know what's really cool? The reason that I have a portion of optimism is because despite that fact, let's call it a fact. Let's call it a fact. All right. Let me say this. Let's assume it's a fact, okay? Despite that, Trump is flying right in the face of their fucking onslaught. And it's really, really something amazing to watch. Which is why I believe Trump will go down one way or another as one of the best presidents of the United States. And I'll take your comments. Go.
No, correct. While we wait for comments to come up, his whole, and I remember when he said it in the campaign, he says, "Oh, I was talking to somebody, and I'm not sure if this works, but I'm going to say drain the swamp."
Yes.
And we all know what the swamp is. That's the deep state, and that's all the assholes who were getting their strings pulled, all the politicians and all that shit. And Trump's coming in here, and trust me, you saw how scared he was at one time on one of his speeches, and it took 2 seconds, and he was surrounded by 5 of the toughest, biggest guys I've ever seen. And they took that person out. So he knows that they're trying to kill him.
Well, that's what makes me confident in the fact that our duly elected, probably best president ever is going to be okay, because a lot of folks don't know this. But I know this, and I can tell this to your audience and to my audience, because we share right now, is that Trump not only has Secret Service protection, which is sketchy at best,
and his own people,
but he has his own private security force.
Okay, we're taking a tiny break here.
Okay.
Archie Bunker's in the house. Okay, slowly, I'm going to say bye-bye because I got to call Crystal Keith. It looks like she's got something on her mind.
I can't wait to talk to Crystal Keith because I want to tell her I want to go on a date with her, okay?
I think she knows that. Everybody knows that you want to date her.
All right, man.
You think that's a secret?
Have a good night, and thank you for the call. Okay?
Thank you for taking the call. JB, I'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
We will talk soon.
We will definitely talk soon. JB's always one of the fun guests. I would love to have JB on the show, like, every night, at least for 5 minutes. But he's always so entertaining, and I usually get him for like 10 minutes or whatever longer. Now, Crystal, I'm going to give you a call because you're talking. You seem like you're in a really good mood, and you want to get something off your mind. I'm now going to call Crystal Kate. it really didn't work out. Strike one. Well, I had 3 strikes with JB before. But no, excuse me, I had 2, and then all of a sudden, I got it right. JB's back in the house. He says, "Woot!" Dawn. He says, "Hi, Ben." Crystal, you're in a good mood. I don't know. Can you hear me? Crystal, I'm trying to call you. Girlfriend, you're talking up a storm here in the chat, which is cool. You can stay in the chat if you want. But I'd rather you just really just say that. I'll give you 5. I'll give you 10 minutes. Okay, I got 10 minutes left of the show. Crystal, come on, give me a call. JB gave me a call, and I pressed. I finally figured it out. I think it was my mistake the first 2 times. I think I figured out the right button to press. But I like having people on because when people are on, that means I can drink and smoke more. One of these days, Ben's going to figure it out, and then I can call Ben. Crystal says, "Hit me up again." This is the things we like on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. She says, "Take 2. We are now calling Crystal Keith live on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show." Oh no. Luckily, we like the sound. Oh, holy, back of the net. Crystal Keith, you are live on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. Talk about your volcano.
Hola. Yeah. The links I provided, it's really easy to see. I mean, before 1 minute goes by, you see 2 meteorites. I mean, maybe they're meteorites. I don't know. But there's just a lot of strange lights above shit like it. And I've been noticing this for a long time, and I was always kind of afraid to say something about it because people are like, you know how they jump on you and call you crazy and shit. But obviously,
not here.
There's
Not
a lot
here.
of people that refuse to fucking, admit that there's shit going on. I don't know if they're part of the program or what.
Probably.
So, yeah, and I found out a lot of new stuff here lately with all this research I've been doing. The reason why, see, the Vatican had, they made all these deals with all kinds of, all kinds of shit. Just shit you would not even believe. That's the reason why they had that big telescope and everything out in Arizona.
Did you say the Vatican?
Uh-huh.
Okay, keep on talking. I want to learn.
The Vatican. And so, back a long time ago, they had control of all the Bibles, all the books and everything. And so that's how come whenever they transcribed them, they made them all different. That way, they made one for the Muslims, one for Islam, one for the Christians, and one for the Mormons and all that. They books, but they did it on purpose so we'd all fight and argue. So there is truth in all of them.
Okay, Crystal, I'm going to break in for a second. I can't remember. Can you read the text?
I can't.
Okay, well, Dick breaks in. He says, volcanic activity will pick up in the next 2 years. Continue, Crystal.
Oh, yeah. And, right now they're saying that it's because of Nibiru or Planet X. Well, that's all bullshit. Planet X has already gone by us. Nibiru's already gone by us. It's going to buy us before it misses us, and it's going to go by us again, and it's going to miss us. And all these people are just out there. I hate that shit. I hate it when people try to scare the fucking piss out of other people.
They like doing that, don't you? They love doing that.
They scare everybody to death. And yeah, the Vatican's a big part of all this because they all made these deals a long time ago with all these aliens and everything to hide them. And the idea was that we gave them a place to live and all that kind of crap underground so that they'd give us technology. But they, they started killing people and eating them and sacrificing, all kinds of stuff. And I guess what the aliens did is what the Vatican started doing. And so it's just like a vicious circle.
Okay, Crystal, JB says, any UFOs around the volcano?
Yeah, they get right above the volcanoes, and you can see them doing it. I mean, they just send them like at 1 minute and 45 seconds into the first video I showed you. You'll see one fly up out of the volcano. There's several of them going around it and stuff, but they hover right over them. And, if I think that the aliens are demons anyway, so he doesn't bother them, and what's going on is I can't figure out, why they're doing it, but I'm sure it's part of the plan. But it's just really strange.
Well,
they have some kind of laser beam or something that's shooting into the volcano, and they're making them erupt.
Crystal, Tony has a statement. He says the Pope is satanic.
Yeah, the Pope's satanic. He's bad. He's the one that's fucked everything up. He's, all the popes, it's been pope after pope after pope. Well, they've all been fucked up, crooked and shit. And it's all been planned out a long time ago. This is just like one big master plan. And so that's how come they wrote the Bibles like they did, to trick all of us. And actually, it's not that hard to, once you see what the Bible is, there's truth in it, and there's also lies.
Oh, okay, Crystal, I'm listening to the sound in the background. Are you actually cleaning up your living room while you're doing this interview?
No, I was getting a drink out of the icebox.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cheers. Okay, keep going. You're a great girlfriend.
Yeah, it's all part of the big major plan. So they're going to come in with this fake alien invasion and try to get everybody to think that, these aliens are so cute and cool, and they're our friends, and we can trust them. That's bullshit.
They're not like. So hold on a second. Steven Spielberg said E.T. was cute.
Yeah.
And Tony says, because Joan was talking about, hey, I don't want to talk about serious things. I want to talk about music. And Tony clarifies. He says, Joan, do you think aliens have their own music? That's a joke. I'm sorry. Keep on going. We love it. Dick Rendell's talking about Project Bluebeam.
It's easier for people to get saved than what they made it out, like the way they wrote it in the Bible and everything, that you have to do all this kind of stuff. It's a lot easier than what, that's what they want. They've tricked everybody into thinking that, all this stuff, when it's a lot simpler than that. Because if you get it wrong, what's going to happen is you're going to live, you're going to be reincarnated, you're going to come back again, you're going to keep on living through this hell until you get it right. That's what's going on. That's what's happening.
Crystal, do you believe in reincarnation? I know a little bit. I studied it a little bit. What do you know about reincarnation?
I know I know who I was in the past.
Did you have past life regressions like me?
No, I don't have any regrets.
No, past life regressions. I actually took a course.
When I go out this time, I won't have any regrets either. No, this time I'm going out right. So I'm
not saying the word regrets. I'm using the word regressions, which means you can actually see. You can see.
I don't have.
Dick Rendell clarifies. He says we are in hell. Correct.
Yes, we are. We are in hell. This is what it is. This is hell. It's hell on earth. And it's going to be, whenever Nibiru, Planet X, whatever you want to call it, when it came by the last time, it actually hit the sun, and it hit us. It hit, because Earth used to be in between Mars and Jupiter. I know you motherfuckers are all going to think I'm crazy as fucking hell, but yeah, Earth was somewhere else, and it knocked us over here into this position. And nobody really knows anything about the core of the Earth or what's down there or whatever. But yes, the Earth has its own magnetism. So all the asteroids and all this stuff going by us, they're not going to hit us because they're of a negative polarity, and the Earth is a positive polarity. So there's no way anything's going to nail us. So don't be afraid, people. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to live through this.
No, I agree with Ashley. I do. I'm not religious. But I like the Pope. He smokes dope. I'm sorry, that's a T-shirt. It's a joke.
Right, yeah, I'm a moderator for Mr. Grimm on the Electric Universe channel. Mr. Grimm, Mr. Grimv. Come over there and listen to it sometime. Yeah, he explains all of it. We really don't have anything to worry about, y'all. It's just bullshit.
Kiwi Lover makes a statement which I actually agree with, and so does my mother, and I was brought up this way. Kiwi Lover says, heaven is on earth, just different dimensions. Correct!
Right.
I agree with that one. No, right now we're in the dimension of hell. Just to go back to what Dick said, we're in the dimension of hell.
Yeah, this is just there's another dimension going on right here with us. I mean, it's right there, but we just can't see it.
Well, I took acid one time. I saw it.
Yeah, I did. I did that once. I
tell you, when I took acid, I don't know, maybe about a handful of times, maybe 20 times. In my 20s, I experimented once in a while, and you see things that are not there. But I can't remember who said it. was it Einstein or somebody who figured out that we only use like a tiny part of our brain, and when they and that's why they say they're controlling us, because if we used all of our brain, we would see everybody.
Right.
And they put it in our McDonald's French fries, and they put it in my wine, and they put it in all that stuff. Anybody here? And I'm going to ask you first, Crystal, because I have a 20-second delay on my chat. But anybody see the movie Buckaroo Banzai? Press 1. If you've seen the movie Buckaroo Banzai, they talk about the different dimensions on Earth. And I actually, if you never, I know every time I ask you, every time I ask you, Crystal, have you seen this movie? You're like, no, I don't see anything. But you listen to obviously cool radio shows. Yeah. Dick Rendell saw the movie. I don't know. JB never sees the movie either. That's why you and JB should date. Okay, he told me to tell you. You already know it. He's in love with you.
Yeah, I know. It's great. I'm in love with him too. But I love all you guys in here, man. I know we'd all get along great. I'm sure nobody really want to meet any of us at a bar, but I think if we were all at a bar together, yeah, we would have a blast.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna meet JB at a bar.
Daughters would like us. We'd go to have a barn party at my place or something. But I know we'd have a good time together. Okay. And we could laugh and have some fun and forget all this bullshit that we're surrounded with every day. I mean, the shit that we go through. I mean, think about it. I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow I wake up, go to TV, and fucking Godzilla's out there. It'd just be like, all right, another fucking day of bullshit that I have to put up with, deal with, and just get through it. I know I can. It's just, you're just going to have to bow up. Whenever you see this fucking impossible coming at you and you think you can't make it, just bow the fuck up, just bow up. And just look at it, or whoever it is, like, give them that look with your eyes, like, the fuck off look. And just be brave, be strong, be courageous, don't back down. Because they want us to be scared. They want us to be afraid. That's how they control us.
Correct. I want to make a couple of comments here because I thought they were interesting. But the chat is moving really fast. Crystal, you're a star right now. Michael says, this is a quote from Buckaroo Banzai, and it's actually a brilliant quote. And it says, no matter where you go, there you are. And I know it sounds simple, but it's actually very, very philosophical, and it has to do with the movie Buckaroo Banzai, which talks about different dimensions here on Earth. The dimension of hell, the dimension of heaven, and a lot of other different places that have aliens. Tony says, JB, get a passport. Thank you, Tony. Tony knows what I'm doing. Crystal, back to you.
Yes, sir. And, it doesn't matter. All these people are fighting over dumb shit every time.
That's the hell part. That's why we're in hell.
Yeah, I'm about sick and tired of these fat fucking earthers. All it is a distraction, and it was created by the government to get us to fighting, another thing to fucking upset people. But yeah, if anybody, I'm just gonna say, it's a fucking pretzel. Fuck it, it's a fucking pretzel. Because who are we, man? We don't have enough money to get a big jet or anything, go out there and go look and see if the world's flat around. And we can't afford to go get a big boat and float around this motherfucker. Just drop it, because nobody knows for sure what the fuck it is. And I really just don't give a shit about it anymore. I could care fucking less.
I don't think you should care. What drink are you making for yourself? And is it your first or second?
It don't matter. Ain't my day to count them. It's just my day to drink them. Next thing I'm going to do, if I have the opportunity, is I'm going to steal me one of those UFOs. If they crash around here, I guarantee you we'll have that some bitch parted out and scrapped out and sold for whatever the fuck it might be worth.
Okay, girlfriend, when you get one of those UFOs, please come to Vienna and pick me up.
I'll come pick you up, and then I'll go pick up everybody else. We'll fly high in style. Make sure there's a good.
I wasn't sure.
Plenty of whiskey and plenty of beer.
I wasn't sure how many. Like. I don't know how big your UFO is, because I'm not sure. Like, if in Independence Day it was only a 2-seater, so if there's only a 2-seater, you got two choices: pick up JB or pick up me. It's like the movie.
I'll get the Cadillac. I'll hold out. I'll get the little one, and then go run the big one off the highway of the sky, and scare the shit out of them and take their ride. Hell, that's what I'm good at anyway, boosting cars.
No, it's like
I never had a gun. I don't need one.
No, of course you don't need one. One of my favorite movies, and this is for everybody, and I know that JB and you, Crystal, are going to say too. Who has ever seen the movie Repo Man? Press 1, because in the movie Repo Man, it's interesting because when they get to go out and see everything, only 2 people can go. So if you only have a choice between me or JB, please pick me. I'm closer to your age. I want to go fuck with the aliens, okay? Repo Man is one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, and it took me years to understand what the fuck they were talking about.
One time I saw this real pretty BMW, and I just thought, man, I gotta have it. And trust me, if anybody wants a good car, if you want a good car,
Oh.
Boost.
Girlfriend, I'm losing your signal. If you can hear me, try to get to a place where I can get a better signal. Yeah, she's breaking apart. Michael says, Repo Men don't sleep. Correct. No, I'm losing you, Crystal. But boy, that was invigorating conversation. She might come back. I know if you can hear me, we cannot hear you. Kiwi says, The Exorcist scared the shit out of me as a kid. Correct. Crystal, are you back? Get to a place in the room where you have Wi-Fi or whatever it is that you're using.
I'm moving around where I can get it.
Okay, you're back now. You're back now. Stephanie says, Crystal, you make me laugh. And she means that in a positive and loving way.
Well, I love all you guys, and one of these days I feel for sure that we're going to meet up somewhere. You know, sometimes things happen, and people have to come together for a reason, stand up and do something that's right.
Well,
that's probably what it's going to be.
Well, this is part of what JB inspired me to do, and here we are, one by one. You know, we're never ever going to take over the world, but if we do it one by one, who knows? We might open up some eyes. We
I'm
might.
going to take over the world. You guys can have it after I get done with it, but I'm taking over the world next.
Okay, girlfriend. Okay, I'll be your vice president. Okay.
I like that shit. There ain't gonna be no politicians on my world.
You know what I mean? I mean, okay, like Star Trek. Can I be your number 1 and JB your number 2 because I'm older than him? You're the leader. The leader of the new Earth with the new generation of heaven. We get rid of hell and we turn it into heaven.
There ain't gonna be no cops, no judges, no lawyers, no doctors.
But we're gonna have to have people who execute people, right? Bruce Wayne says, "Greetings, citizens."
Let me think about that one.
You're from Texas. You're from Texas, so I know. No. No, we just have to give everybody the right pill from the Matrix, and then if they get the right color, then they see what Dick Rendell brought up, that which is actually my favorite Al Pacino quote from Glengarry Glen Ross, which is that, do I believe in hell? Hell on earth. We are living in hell. And I know I brought my beautiful baby daughter into this planet, and I thought, oh, it's not going to be that bad. And then all of a sudden, fucking, you know, it's like I realized, I was like, shit, I'm bringing her into a place that's terrible, and I promised myself that I wouldn't do that. But then I was like, she called me from heaven, and I'm spiritual and I'm a Christian, but I'm not religious, so I don't want this to be like a religious conversation. But it's like to open your eyes. And JB says, "Red pill party." This is what we're talking about here.
We could do it like Sammy Hagar. I want the best of both worlds. So, honey, I know what it's like if we.
Hold on a second. Is Crystal Keith singing live on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show?
I was doing Sammy Hagar.
Keep on.
I want the best of both worlds. So, honey, I know what it's like if we could have it. That's it. That's all the words I know of that song.
Okay, sing it again. Sing it again, but sing it again this time with confidence. You are great. You have a great voice, girlfriend.
Both worlds, oh honey, I know what it's like if we. How about that? Is that confident?
I'm sorry. That was a
And say, oh baby, you love that sweet. You think heaven is a place on it. That just sounds like a bunch of fucking pussies. I don't know who wrote a song like that anyway, but I'm glad you like it.
No, I love it. I love it. Kurt is in the house. He says, wow, we have somebody on the phone. Darn, I can't hear her. That's because she's moving around all the time looking for ice cubes to try to make her next gin and tonic.
I haven't started drinking gin yet. I still haven't had any gin to drink.
Okay,
I'll do one of these days.
Kirk can hear you now.
I'm in no hurry.
Kirk can hear you now. Well, I right now I think I have all the time in the world right now because we got 20 watching, which is pretty good, and we have a lot of lurkers. So you are Crystal. You are always the star. But what drink? You keep on moving around.
I'm getting up here close to the cell phone tower. I'll climb the motherfucker if I have to. I mean, it's pretty damn funny. We can talk to people sitting on the moon, but I can go down to the river and nobody can call me. You can't get a text message to go.
Okay, Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne has a question. He says, "Is that Harley Girl?" No, we are talking live on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show with Crystal Keith. Crystal Keith, I know you're in Texas.
Yes, sir.
And we love talking to different people around the planet, and we're talking about a lot of different things. Should we? I'm going to slowly sign up with you, but can we have a synopsis, a follow up, or we can have you sing. We could go back to volcanoes, or you could just sing like crazy.
Like all the words I heard you, and you'd say, if I could reach for stars, I'd probably steal a UFO. Okay, what's the question? Hit me.
Okay, what's your favorite Dolly Parton song?
Oh, the one that she sang in that movie with, what's his name, Burt Reynolds.
Sing it.
The one that Whitney Houston probably didn't sing it.
Sing it.
I don't know. I can't even think of what it's called.
Me too at the moment.
I'm just blank. It's too many chemtrails.
And I will always be here. Ooh. Is that one?
I will always have big boots, and when I lay down, you'll always stick up. They find log ready. Next question.
Chris, that's you get the laugh of the night for me, man. I will always have big boobs, and when I lay down, they will still stand up.
Yeah, they find log ready.
And I will always love big boobs, ooh, because they stand up when I sit there. Fucking okay, that's fucking. Dick Rendell says, "I just woke up." Your Crystal Keith is talking. No, but I'm sorry. Oh yeah. No, I'm losing it. A TV lover says, "Someone make me a Long Island iced tea." Fucking shit, man. Okay. No, this is the type of thing that we like on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. We like talking about. I'll bounce you off with "Here We Go Again." Boom, ba-doom, ba. I like that song from Dolly Parton. That was her first time when she went pop, and everybody in the country world says we don't like you anymore because you went pop. And then yeah, no, I remember that. And then she was like, okay, then I work with Kenny Rogers. Islands in the Stream. And then she would sell her music to other people as you were singing to Whitney Houston, and everyone was like, okay, we still like you. And then her boobs started to sag a little bit, so they weren't standing up anymore. And then she got a boob job.
Those things defy the laws of gravity.
No. I don't like fake boobs, but you brought it up. But JB says he doesn't have to go to work. There's a nor'easter supposed to be coming in. I think most people know what a nor'easter means, but he's going to be. Yeah, he's going to be. He says, due to the storm, y'all fuckers are stuck with me. He's going to live stream all day. Okay, good. Good.
Awesome. Yeah, Dixon, get a generator, JB.
Get a generator. That's funny. Michael was talking about alcohol, which is okay on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. He says my limit is 7 Long Islands. That's a lot. That's a lot of fucking drinks.
I had 9 shots of Jägermeister one night.
Girl, for 9.
9.
You can drink me on. You can drink me on the table. How old were you when you?
I'm pretty good.
How old were you the first time you got drunk? Really drunk, like drunk puke.
17.
Damn. Okay, you beat me. I was 22.
Oh yeah.
You can drink me on the table.
Probably. I can't drink a lot of men on the table. Sorry. thought they were going to take advantage of me or something. They thought they'd get me drunk. I ended up taking advantage of them.
that I believe. That I believe.
I never. I'm not like that. I never took anybody's car that I knew.
No, I know what you're talking about.
You know, it's really I just borrowed them. I always try to take them back to where I got them, except for the one that I got in trouble for.
Okay. No, as long as it's past the statute of limitations, you can say anything on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. All I can say is that I remember one time me and a friend of mine from England, we met these two Australian girls. No, I actually think they were Kiwis. We met these two girls from New Zealand in London, and we thought, oh, wow, these girls are cute. And we were, they were single, we were single, and they invited us to their apartment in London, and we thought, wow, we might get lucky tonight. And they were like serious drinkers, and they did hot knifing. Does anybody know? I think that Tony might know what it means. Anybody, or AC Cobra might know it. Anybody in America know what the word hot knifing means? We were drinking shots and beer like crazy, and then they said, "You want a hot knife?" And Crystal, do you know what hot knifing means?
Well, hell no.
Okay, in Europe, everybody they don't really use nowadays. They use grass, but in the old days, when I was there in the '90s, everybody had hash. Usually, it came from Morocco. And hot knifing means you take a big ass piece of hash, and you get two hot knives. So you put the two hot knives on the stove, right, on the fire, right, and then you pull them off. You put a big piece of hash in there, and you put the two knives together, and you breathe in. You get fucking so. And man, these two girls, I don't think they ever really wanted to have any relationship with us. They were just trying to prove that they were tougher than us. And me and my buddy, we couldn't keep up with those girls. Those girls, and we're the same age. Those girls could drink us under the table, get us stoned under the table. And I know that in Texas you guys are strong, but yeah, JB says I've done it before. Yeah, hot knifing is it's fun. It's hardcore shit. It's fucking hardcore shit. I haven't done it since I was in my 20s, but Moroccan hash is red, says Bruce Wayne. Crystal, sounds like you're breaking up again.
Yeah, let's eat. So, it's okay. I'll teach you how to drink.
Yeah, I think you can teach me how to drink on the UFO, okay? It might take me a month to get up to your level. No, my level is not too bad. Kiwi Lover clarifies. She says, if you drink too much, you'll end up in a hotel room with Blackie, a walrus, and a unicorn. No, that's good advice from Kiwi Lover. Correct. But a walrus, a walrus, Blackie, a unicorn, Crystal, we can all go on the UFO together, and we'll learn how to drink, Texas style. Okay, I'm looking at my drink. Okay, Crystal, I think I'm going to let you go. Please come back to the chat. I love having you on the show. You're one of my stars. Crystal, you're one of my stars.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I know they're going to crash one out here.
Okay, well then we'll see you next time. Okay. Okay, good night, girlfriend. Good night, girlfriend. Crystal Keith. We love you on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. Crystal Keith is always one of the stars and always welcome back. I tell you that we love having her on. This is the entertainment that I'm trying to provide on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. JB says hash gets you so high you can hear your eyebrows grow. Correct. No, that's a correct statement. That sounds like a Katy Perry music video. I don't know. Did you ever hot knife buckets, Blackie? Yes. Buckets. I learned buckets in I learned buckets in Vienna. I learned hot knifing in London. I learned buckets in Vienna. Buckets are fucking a joke. It's fucking hey man. Bruce Wayne says, I can't remember the first time I got drunk. I was 15. Well, that means if you said you were 15, that means you remember. I'm sorry, we speak English here? No, you can speak in German too. I don't give a fuck. I can't remember the first time I got really drunk. I was 15, and the last thing I remember is saying, yeah, I'll watch this. And then I down what was left, about 2/3 of a bottle of vodka. Chow, hit the floor. Fucking. I know you don't remember, but at least you remember you were 15, and you fucking, yeah. 2/3 of a bottle. I don't know how big the bottle was. You're lucky you're still alive, Bruce Wayne. Dick Rendell says, you have to figure out how to convert the engine into still. Okay, Dick Rendell, please translate. Bruce says, in one breath. I'm not sure what the breath was. With the breath, you mean in one gulp? And then you took a breath of air, and then it was, boom, KO, hit the floor. No, you're not allowed to drink 2/3 of a bottle of vodka. When you're younger, you can live from that. When you're my age, you're dead. Like the guitar player from Def Leppard. Yeah, on the UFO, you can... Okay, now I get it. Okay, now I get it. Thank you, Dick Matt, for the clarification. One engine on the UFO converted into a still. Okay. Okay, good. Now we have proper English, Dick. I can't believe I'm correcting Dick Rendell. He omitted the part which is important about the sentence. Kiwi says, the first time I got drunk, 16 Annie Green Springs wine. Yeah, I always puked. Puked until there was no tomorrow. Correct! Bill Cosby made a lot of jokes about that when he was a young comedian. Praying to the porcelain god. And right now, I don't know what god he's praying to now, but he's kind of protected. But what a pain in the ass for that poor asshole. Tony says, Archie, can we convert any engine into scrap in 2 minutes flat? I don't know. Archie will answer that question. Michael says, how nice were the nurses at the hospital when you woke up, Bruce? That's a good question. Like, sometimes they can be really nice. Crystal says, as long as everybody knows not to do what I do, I don't recommend it, but I am learning from fucking up and picking up speed. Okay, we like that. I've actually done that, Tony. Laugh out loud, says Archie. Dick Rendell says, puzzles and pieces are fun. Correct. Krista says, no, it isn't a dope reference. Okay. Just a clarification from Crystal. Tony says, Emmy too. Krista says, I love riddles. Ooh, okay. Anybody's got a riddle? Right now, my brain ain't working. I just had JB on live. I had Crystal on live. I'm trying to wind down from the show, but I got a good crowd watching, so I'm going to stay on. Press like and all that bullshit and stuff. Thumbs up from Archie for Tony. JB says, I'm a fucking alcoholic and I can't even drink I can't even drink like I did when I was 20 anymore. You're not an alcoholic, JB. You're a drunk. Alcoholism is a disease. A drunk is someone who drinks too much because they're stupid. You're like me. You're a drunk. Kangy Kang says, I can visualize Arch doing that. If you want to. Arch is laughing. And Arch, I'll say it again from the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. I'm glad you're feeling better. We missed you here at the show. I know you showed up a couple times to say hi. Dick Rendell says, green liquor that glows in the dark. Where did you get it? I don't know. St. Patrick's Day joke. Tony says, Archie's insurance broker had a nervous breakdown. That is correct. John was trying to send you Redbone song, Come and Get My Love. That's the thing we like in the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. Come and Get My Love. It sounds like a hip-hop rap song, though, John. That doesn't... Maybe it's a blues song. You know, they're kind of related in a little bit. Michael is clarifying to Dick Rendell. He says, are you talking about Star Trek? JB is laughing out loud. Kiwi says, have you ever sniffed liquid locker room as a kid to get real fast short term, to get real high fast? No, I never did that. I did, what do they call it? Poppers. I did poppers when I was in my 20s. Bunker Stank and Fitz. Crystal's got some more stuff about volcanoes on. Bruce Wayne, actually, this is an accurate question. He says, why can't Miss Piggy count to 70? I don't know the answer. Ask Kermit the Frog. People ask why I have this on slow mode. I can barely keep up with you guys. When I got 20 watching, I can't even keep up with this shit. When you guys are on, like me, Dick Rendell's clarifying to his statement before he says, at the UFO. Crystal's also clarifying. She says, this link simplifies everything. I feel like I'm President Obama. You know, my parents used to make fun of him. He can only read from a teleprompter. That's why Trump is so great. He goes off script. Trump was fucking great on Saturday. He had a script and he barely looked at it. He looked at it like maybe 20% of the time. Bruce Wayne says, because every time she gets to 69, she gets a frog in her throat. Okay, no, that is correct. Correct. Joan says, no, it's awesome and classic. Tony says, laughing out loud. Stephanie says, kiwi, yes, poppers. Yeah, I've had poppers. That's what we called it in London. I had poppers in London. And the first like 2 or 3 are funny, and then after 4 or 5 or 6, you get a headache. JB says, I think Blackie and JB are now popular enough that we can go live at the same time and not hurt each other. Correct. Kiwi says, I don't know what poppers are. Okay. Poppers are, they sell them in sex stores in England. And Dick Rendell is a joke. I don't know if they sell them in sex stores in America. I've only been to one. And she was fucking a weirdo, so I never went back to look for poppers. But Dick Rendell can clarify, or Tony Teller, or AC Cobra. Poppers are, they do it in Europe a lot. And you're supposed to do it before you have an orgasm or something. It makes you really, really high. It only lasts for like a minute. But if you do it too much, like I did it when I was drinking beer and shit, and someone said, try these. And I was at a party with 20 people, house party. And someone gave it to me, and I tried it, and I was like, this is great. It's like, it gives you a rush. Dick Rendell says, Blackie can only read from a teleprompter. Incorrect. No, I would do that for certain parts of my show. Then I bullshit. Tony says, if you both go live same time, I'll hurt myself. Laugh out loud. Okay, Tony, that's a good one. Now I'm trying to I just want a 1 hour show. But it seems like the gang is here. JB, when you want to go on, we'll send them all over to you. We got a good gang here going right now. Kanga says, kiwi can be dangerous on the heart. Correct. No, it's not really healthy. I did it a couple of times. Okay, thank you. Tony has the real word. Amyl nitrate. That's what poppers are. And I don't use that word a lot. I was like, amyl nitrate. And I'm sure it has some medicinal reasons why somebody would use it. I think it's to knock you out, like before surgery or something. But if you sniff the stuff, it's like asphyxiation without having your girlfriend choke you. It's a type of asphyxiation type of thing. It's like having, there's the Guinness Book of World Records, the guy who can put 50 cigarettes in his mouth at the same time and smoke them all. I remember that as a kid. I was like, they're showing a picture of a guy with 50 cigarettes in his mouth. Got a big fucking mouth. And so that has the same thing as amyl nitrate. Thank you, Tony, for the clarification. 1973, Michael was clarifying, actually. He said, Redbone, come and get your love. He said, we should check out the video. Kanga is saying he agrees. Yep, no, that's what it is, amyl nitrate. Now I know the word. Jones says, going to try again. Native American friends. I'm not sure. Stephanie, what is YWEFS? Tony. I think that's. Kiwi says, too old to do drugs, just an occasional drink. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Starscream is in the house. Oh no, maybe I have to go over and do an interview with Starscream. Oh no, everybody say hi to Star. Star is always a star on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. We just had JB on, and we had Crystal on. I haven't gotten yelled at yet, so maybe, and I have a little bit of wine. You want to do a 5-minute thing, Starscream? After everybody says hi to you, I can give you 5 minutes. If the show is going, she says no more interviews. Okay, out. Did I piss you off on the other one? No, you were great the other night. I had you on once, and it was really great. JB was super good. Krista was super good, and we got a good crowd here. I mean, not bad for a Monday night. Okay, people beg Starscream. Beggar, everybody beggar. Say, Starscream, please go. If we get 5 people, I'm calling you anyway. You're here on my show. The Starscream is great. She's one of the stars here. We love talking to Louisiana. She says, you're fine. Yeah, I didn't piss you off. Okay, good. I didn't think I pissed you off. No, Starscream, I'm the one who's hooking you up. Okay, good. Tony's the first one. Caller. Okay, I need 5 people to say caller. I'm going to call her anyway. Starscream, I'm the one hooking you up with JB. Starscream sent me this lovely picture of her. It's nothing weird or anything like that. And it's a very, very beautiful picture. I showed it to Ben Arson the other day. I said, what do you think of Starscream? He says, wow, she's really pretty. That's a girl I'd like to date. And I said, she's 33 years old. And he's like, I don't care. Starscream has been convinced. Thank you, Dick Rendell. Thank you, Kiwi. She says, just 1 second. And I just sat down. Okay, catch your breath. Have a cigarette. Open up a bottle of wine or whatever the fuck you need to do. Or whenever you're ready, you can call me. Okay, JB called me. I know how to press the right button now. I figured it out. Call me when you're ready, Starscream. No pressure. And I'm going to do one more interview, and then I'm really going to shut it down. But tonight, because there's so many people watching, I got to keep this crowd going. And so many new people. So all the new people, and I know beer's been great, press like and subscribe, and you got to ring the bell thing and all that crap. And if you're rich, she says, yeah, I am smoking. Get your smoke in. Get your coughing out, right? Because you're going to be live on the show. So cough it out before, right? Clear those lungs. And if you're rich, scroll down and buy my book. If you're really rich, then buy like 10 books, and give them all to the library or give them to, I don't know, give them to anybody as Christmas presents. They're really great, right? So you're getting ready for Christmas. What am I going to do? I'm going to send everybody this borderline rated X crazy guy on the internet who wrote his first book. I wrote it like fucking a long time ago. But I wrote it for my daughter when she's older. So you got to be at least 18 years. I might give it to her when she's 16. You got to be 18 years old or older to read my book. They're true stories. Starscream says, oh, I'm rich and I keep forgetting about buying your book. What's wrong with me? You smoke too much. I don't know what you're smoking, but I can take a guess. Get into Mueller. Laugh out loud. No! Dick Rendell's good. Everybody stay. Everybody stay. Starscream is coming on. Okay, tell your friends. Wake up the kids. What a great show. JB? Huh? Can't beat that. On my show, I can't beat JB. Crystal Keith? Can't beat that. And now Starscream's going to come on. I think this is going to be your second appearance on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. I've had Crystal on a bunch of times. She's one of the stars. I've got JB on, one of the stars. And Starscream was a star from her first time on. I know, because she told me to fuck off. She was great. I love it. She said, shut the fuck up, Blackie. I think I remember that. It was a couple of days ago, a few days ago. And I was like, damn, you're good. So I'm not going to say anything. Although I might have to. Crystal, can I say what you wrote? Crystal does have a beautiful voice. Crystal says, nice to know pussies have morals. Okay, I guess I'm the pussy. I think that's what you meant. Otherwise, then it's getting back into the rated X spot. Starstream says, Blackie, you are a handful. Can you handle me? I'm not even drunk yet. All I have is 4 beers, and I got like a half a bottle of wine. I'm like fucking super sober. I'm just in a good mood. I taught Isabella her first singing lesson. I didn't ask her. She asked me. When the student's ready, the teacher appears. I thought that was great. Gorf asked me and Ben to be interviewed on Gorf's show on Friday night. So this Friday night on Gorf, it's going to be Blackie Fitzpatrick, a.k.a. Alec Whittier, Ben Arson's producer, live on the Gorf show. I think that's I never did that before. I've never been on anybody else's show before. So I'm like going, this is pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And I just found out Isabella came home. She was at work and hanging out with a girlfriend. And I was like, holy fucking shit, this is cool. And I'm giving her her first singing lesson. And she was excellent at it. She was really great. So I'm in a great mood because I got to spend 4 hours with my daughter on Skype. I did a little bit of cleaning around the house. It's good. It's good. Okay, Starscream, are you going to call me or am I going to call you? No offense, I like Tucker, but if Starscream's coming on, I'll go a little bit late. The numbers are on my side. Press like and all that shit. Okay, fuck it, I'm going to call you anyway. That was enough time. And thank you for sending me the picture. You were so cute. You were like, send it to JB. Okay, is happening. Oh no, strikeout again. Oh no, I had the same problem. Oh, I had the same problem with JB. It took me 3 tries to get through to him. Crystal, it took me a couple of tries. I know Dick Riddell says, ha ha ha. This is turning out to be a staple on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. Nobody picks up on the first try. I'm not going to see your face. You don't have to do your hair. Get the drinks ready. I already gave you 5 minutes. You said, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh, no. People are being shot. Oh, no. I've been brought to this earth for people to break out of their skin, break out of their shell. Look at volcanoes. Look for UFOs. For real. It's like, just be yourself. Krista was on. She was great. I know Starscream, you're getting ready. And that's okay. You got, get your place and do everything. Make sure you get... okay, Dick Riddell says, we do it on purpose, Blackie. It's a conspiracy. No, I think you're right. This is part of the show now. Nobody's going to pick up on the first try. And then when I least expect it, they call me. And I go, oh, okay. Oh, you call me? Then I have to start like, what am I supposed to do? Not pick it up? No, of course I'm going to pick it up. Please call me. Starscream. Oh, no. Amyl nitrate? Okay, now we're working with words here. Bruce is clarifying. He says, poppers are solvents that you inhale from 1/4 ounce bottle held to the nose, gives you instant head rush. Correct. No, that's a perfect clarification. That's what I got. Okay, Dick Renell says, I called you when you had Ben on and you didn't pick up. Well, this is the technology thing. Let me check my other page here. Is there something funny going on? No, I only have my live dashboard. That's the only thing I have going right now besides YouTube. So I have no Google Hangouts. Michael says, weren't poppers used for gay sex? Correct. Well, we have to see. Dick says, scan your computer for viruses. I get somebody else to do that. Can you do that from where you are? My sister could do that crap. Find my IPU address and do it yourself. My sister knows how to do that crap. Okay. I'm not going to give up. I'm calling Starscream. 3 strikes. After 3 strikes, I give up. One more time. I'm going to give it a try. It's a bust out. Damn. And she even left the chat. Well, maybe she had other things to do. It could be something like that. I have no idea. I tried my best. I thought she said yes. Didn't she say yes that I could call her? And then she said, give me a minute. And I gave her like 5 minutes. I don't know. Maybe she has something in the oven. Laugh my ass off, Blackie. Call my sister. Bruce, I have to have... I need email addresses. Ooh. Okay. Welcome to the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. Tell us your name and time zone. And turn off your YouTube. And I'll turn off my camera. You are live on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. You were for a second there. I heard him say okay. And I learned this from, I think it was CF last night. She says, don't hang up so quick. Let the surprise guest figure out how to get the sound going. It usually has to do with killing your YouTube and only using Google Hangouts. Make sure your volumes are up on super full. I hope this works out. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. Tony says, must be a shooting star, Blackie. I don't know. I don't know. No, I know who it is, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it yet. So I'm listening to what I learned from CF. And CF was like, no, don't hang up on me yet. Give me some time to figure it out. And I still have a connection on Google Hangouts, and I have my camera turned off. And now I see a picture again. Hello, you are live on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. Usually our connection works great, but for some reason I cannot hear you tonight.
Can you hear me?
Now you are loud and clear. Dick Rendell, you are live. Yeah.
I hung up the first time to just play with you. I like to see you lunge at the screen.
fucking bastard. Remind everybody your time zone or your state.
I'm over in Eastern Washington. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Washington, not Washington.
No, in Boston we say we got to wash our clothes.
Yeah, well, I've been kind of busy the last couple of days. Well, once or twice a month, I spring the parents from the old folks home and bring them over for the weekend. So
that's nice, though. That's the thing we like on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show.
Yeah, you got to turn the heat up to like 74 to keep the old man happy. Otherwise, he freezes to death, and the kid hates me.
man, you would hate me because I have to have it at 78.
That's too high.
I'm sorry, I got spoiled. I lived in Florida too long, and for me, 78 is like perfect.
Yeah, I keep it about 65 around here.
No,
it's t-shirt. It's been t-shirt weather for the last couple of days out here.
Here's a question that Isabella doesn't understand. I always talk to her about being acclimated. Is there any truth to the I haven't looked up the definition. For one to get, I don't even know if it's in the dictionary. For one to get acclimated from climate to a different climate, is there any truth to that?
I don't know. I once went out to California and I saw this guy wearing a heavy coat, and I asked him what the hell he was wearing a heavy coat at 92 degrees out. He was from Guatemala.
Mm-hmm.
So he's used to 120 degrees, so he's freezing to death out there in the desert out of California.
Well, I think that proves the point about being acclimated. Or he was crazy.
No, I think it's probably true. Have you ever been to Costa Rica or any place like that? It's pretty damn hot.
Yeah, no, I've been to Costa Rica and I've been to Kenya, and as you know, I lived in Florida for a while, but I'm from Boston, and I lived in London, which is quite mild actually, and lived in Vienna, which is also like Boston, fucking cold, and the transition time, it's like not like jet lag where it takes 1 or 2 days to get over it. Having the sun in a different place, but
well, if you travel enough, you won't get jet lag. Trust me, I did that earlier in my career.
No, I traveled a lot, and but usually like on the same longitude. It doesn't fuck me up that much when I go to no, excuse me, on the same latitude. No, I meant longitude. But if I go to different longitudes and latitudes, it fucks with my body a little bit. I have to get used to it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really bother me. I can, sleep 6 hours and get up and do something.
Hold on a second. Are you calling me sensitive because I'm a musician?
No, I'm just saying most people are like that.
I know. I'm joking.
I mean, I went down to Spokane today, and there's like I probably saw about 5 or 6 ambulances running up and down the street with their lights running. It's unusual for that time of the day, and I think it's because of this daylight savings time.
Correct. Not for me here in Europe. This is so weird, you know. For me here, it's 1:13 in the morning, and for you guys, it's 12:13. Well, European time. But it's. Did you hear that story about in Florida that they had a bill which said that they should stop changing the clocks?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea because that's it's an archaic system.
Yeah,
it's meant for the farmers in this country.
No, I was saying that earlier. Yeah.
And that used to be, when not over 90% of the country were farmers and ranchers.
Yeah. No, and nowadays, I mean, when I'm in Florida at least, and I go through, obviously the biggest crop is oranges. They get lights, man. They get lights all the time. So there is no. They don't care about the fucking sun. It's like growing pot. They just put it on a light.
You know what? They changed the daylight savings time, right?
What's that?
You know why they changed the daylight savings time so they can go forward and backwards and get more light in the morning?
Yeah.
You know why they do it?
For the farmers, I thought.
No, they do it to increase insurance rates. If you're not used to driving a certain time of day, you have to get up a little bit earlier. It's a little bit darker, a little brighter. If you crash in the back of somebody, right?
That's interesting. I never heard that one.
It's a conspiracy.
No, the thing that I heard, which was fascinating, was when I came back to America one time. You know, I go back and forth, right? And I came back to America, and what was the name of the president who actually changed the time zones to be earlier and later or whatever on both sides to save electricity? What was the name of that president who changed that?
I have no idea right now because my mother has like almost Alzheimer's, you know, whatever and shit. And she was sitting there yakking in my ear for about 60 minutes while I was driving them around, go shopping and eat.
Okay,
stuff.
so you're half brain dead right now.
Yeah.
My dad told me. My dad, who has Alzheimer's, he told me before he had Alzheimer's. I came back to the States and I was like, "What the fuck?" I thought that like you always changed the clocks just before Halloween. And he said, no, George Bush changed it after 9/11. Thank you. Don Juan says Bush. 1 week earlier, 1 week later. Correct.
I don't think people really have clocks anymore. A lot of people. I mean, they may have one on the wall in the front room, but most people have cell phones now.
I don't have a cell phone, so I have clocks everywhere. I got one on my computer, but I have one next to the computer because I usually don't turn the computer on, I'll be honest with you. When I wake up, I don't turn my computer on. I turn it on for the show. I turn it on for my daughter, and that's just about it. I got one next to my bed. I got one in the kitchen, and I got one in the bathroom. That's it. I got 4 clocks everywhere. I don't wear watches, obviously. I wear jewelry.
Oh,
I hate clocks.
Somebody wants to know some dirty secrets here.
You can quote Crystal Keith. I know that this one I never have to ask. This one, Dale can read the chats.
Yeah, but you know, I'm going to write a book sometime. I told my aunt one time that I'll write a book before I die, but she's never going to be able to read it because I ain't going to let her.
No, Crystal Keith knows the story. I know it too, but I don't remember the part about Bangkok. I thought it was about at a Christian getaway.
Oh, well, that's a song.
Oh, what's the song?
One Night in Bangkok.
Okay. I think Crystal heard the part where you talked about it.
Yeah, I actually have some friends, Eric and they own a bunch of Let's Read properties over there in Puckett.
Okay.
And, you know, they're really nice places, and they rent them out all year long.
No, I've never been to Thailand. I don't know why. I know a lot of English people love to go there, but I never really had any interest to go to Thailand because, I mean, the story, when I was working for Pan American Airways, all the guys would tell me, you got to go to Thailand. I said, why? And they said, you can fuck 9-year-old girls. And I said, that's wrong.
That's pretty sick. But there are a lot of pretty women there. Just check their hands first, right?
I said, that's wrong. And then I had a different crew of friends of mine, the Music Buddy. Those are the weirdo guys that worked at Pan Am. They were usually the ticket agent guys. I worked on the ramp, and we didn't go to Thailand, okay? We went to Brazil, to Rio de Janeiro to have fun. We went to France to have fun. But the other guys that I know are the Austrian guys, and they like to go to Thailand because of drugs.
Yeah, I suppose they like caning too, right?
They're like, where?
They like caning too, right?
Caning, yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what they stick you up on a little podium in public, and they beat the crap out of your legs and back with a big old cane.
Yeah, I know. I'm from Massachusetts, and we still have a lot of history that we did the same thing too in the 1600s. For me, I don't know. I think I would like to see Japan before I die. Have you ever been to Japan?
I've been to Okinawa.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. No, I've never been there. I'm going to share this with you, Dick. I have a surprise guest over the next week or two, and I'm going to be talking live to Tokyo.
That's cool. Who is it?
It's actually my base student. He's from Mexico City, and he lives in Vienna. He recently just got married to an Austrian girl, and they're going to be celebrating their honeymoon in Japan. And I said, please, dude, let me interview on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. I said, give me 5 minutes from Tokyo, please. And he can show from his hotel room or whatever. He's got an iPhone thing, right? And I think it's going to be really exciting. I think it might break history, actually, for live streaming. I mean, I talked to France, I talked to Austria, I talked to England, I talked to Canada, I talked to America, I talked to I never talked to South America, but I talked to Australia. But if I could get somebody from Mexico City in Asia, I think I broke the mold.
Yeah, I mean that's not uncommon. I have some clients over in Australia. I have some. I used to have one in Portugal. You know, I have a couple in UK. It's just not uncommon. You know.
No, but we're going to hear a Mexican accent live streaming, and it looks like I won't be able to get the pictures on. But if I can figure,
Yeah, it looks like the people are talking about being preppers. I'm a prepper. I have power. If the power goes out, I have heat. Heat goes out. You know, all that stuff.
yeah, no, exactly. No, yeah, there's nothing wrong with a blizzard. But JB, I think you might not in Boston, in Quincy. I don't think you're going to get a blizzard. I think you're going to get a lot of slush. I'll be honest with you.
You haven't seen a blizzard, JB, until you've been in like Denver, Colorado. I remember one year it dumped 4 feet of snow in one day. It was just horrendous.
I was in the blizzard of '78. We got 8 feet. Blizzard of
Yeah.
'78. But I was in Medway, Massachusetts, so I was outside Boston. Boston and the islands, they didn't get hit that bad because of the Atlantic. But as soon as you go westward, and I was about, not that far actually from Quincy, but as soon as you get away from the water, I'll tell you, that snow was coming in like buckets, and it was heavy, and it was 8 feet, and everything was shut for about 10 days. So that's a real blizzard of '78.
Oh yeah, and perhaps Vermont and New Hampshire, they're really pretty states up north. You know.
Yeah, no, they're used to that shit.
Yeah, I love the hills up there. That's just perfect.
Yeah. No. I've never been to Vermont. I'll be honest with you. Never been to Vermont, but I've been to New Hampshire many times. Mount Monadnock. I love Maine. That whole area is super, super, super great. No,
Yeah, you start to get some big hills. It starts to roll up and down. It's really, really
yeah,
nice.
it's the end of the Appalachian Mountains. I'm with this weird one big zit, which is Mount Washington, and I went to Mount Washington once, and I'll never forget that. That motherfucker is super high.
Well, to answer the questions for most people, the weather operates on a 9-year cycle, and we're in the ground solar minimum,
Correct.
and we're also the furthest from the sun. And the moon actually pulls 45% more gravity upon the Earth. So you'll see some tides recede, especially around the equator. Most people don't know that if we lost our gravity, most of the water would travel up north and flood the crap out of, the North and South Pole. And during this time period, we're in the warmest period for the 9-year cycle. And then the next 2 years is the volcanic cycles. It's really heavy. So we could get a major volcanic event.
Well, this is now you're getting Crystal Keith excited.
Well, I'm just trying to explain what she was talking about,
Yep.
and so most people could understand it. But another thing is that with the grand solar minimum, we have Project Bluebeam, which is they plan to make the United States of Europe within 5 years.
Dick Rendell, as you know, I moved to Europe when I was in 1990, when I was 22, and I made a joke when they started talking about the European Union. I was living here in Vienna, and I said to myself, and I wrote a song about it actually, in 1994, and I said, they're trying to make the United States of Europe. I figured it out. And England said no. England said no, they didn't want to do it. But then they said yes, and now they changed their mind.
Well, England smarted up because England figured out, since they were the mecca of trade for Europe.
No, England is very, 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 very powerful, but they got suckered, and they said yes. And I'll be honest with you, just to cut in for a second. For me, when I was living in Austria and they were talking about the European Union, I thought to myself, you know what? This is a good topic because everyone talks about it in America. When I was here in Vienna, I came here as an illegal. I was an American here with no papers. I came in on a 3-month tourist visa, and I overstayed. And I thought to myself, if the European Union happened, they said they were going to take down the borders. That caught my attention. And all the refugees, I'm not a refugee, maybe I am. Because as an artist, I couldn't really exist in America. But as an artist over here in Europe, I can make a living. And I thought,
well, there was some very famous artists that were black that in the 20s and 30s that came over to Europe because they could make a living in France.
Correct. And I did it in Vienna, the city of music. And I could study and teach, and I got record deals, and I was like, damn, Vienna's so nice to me. And then they said European Union, and I was like, and I said yes to it. And now I'm looking back, I'm older and stuff, And I mean, I have a green card now for England, so I'm British. And now I'm thinking that England's going to leave, which means I might lose my, because right now I'm legal. But I lived many, many years. Okay, I'll be honest. I lived 4.5 years as an illegal alien. Not legal alien like the Sting song. I was illegal, and my wife was concerned. She saw
that brings another point, Blackie, is over there in Europe, the main body of Europe, for the European Union and the United States of Europe, what they plan on doing is importing as many people as possible to do anti-racism. And anti-racism is where they're going to fight with a bunch of people that won't adapt, will not integrate into the society, so they can break it all down from traditional European societies like German or France or whatever. They want to break all that down so they can just have no borders like they already have, but they want the people to have no religion. And it's all part of Project Bluebeam. In the fact that, you know, they're putting up chemtrails. Well, the certain fact is, yeah, I know CIA's listening, I don't give a shit. The chemtrails are there for, they can use the holographs onto the earth and make it look like we're having alien invasion. And then they're going to find out that all the religions are bullshit, and they're going to create their own and establish a new world order. That's all part of it.
Okay, I'm gonna cut in because I know you can read the text. And Curtis says, "Now who are we talking to? Tell us your name and your time zone."
Dick Van Bellen over in the Pacific time zone over in the western coast.
Okay, Project Bluebeam, JB is saying. Continue.
Well, the whole idea is to actually, you saw Trump announce that they're going to be putting a bunch of private satellites up now.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So that's all part of Project Bluebeam. They're going to use them to project holograms all over the world and convince us that, you know, they're going to do it in every religion, and they're going to project, you know, Jesus and Muhammad, whatever you want to say it, you know, and all these other religious figures come back, and they're going to show, yes, it's a fake alien invasion, JB. That's correct, and they're going to use that to strip away all religion, and they're going to establish their own with their own leader, and that's how they plan to scare people into a new world order.
Okay, Dick, you know I find you quite astute, and I respect you. Does Donald Trump know this shit?
I've been questioning that fact for a while now.
Okay, so I'm asking a valid question. Do you like Donald Trump?
I voted for Donald Trump.
Okay, that's a yes. Obviously, I don't think you voted for Hillary.
I wouldn't vote for Hillary just like I wouldn't vote for Obama. I knew what Obama was about before he even got. You know, Obama was a CIA plant.
No, I'll be honest with you. I don't vote, and I make this very, very clear on my shows. I don't vote for a lot of different reasons. But the funny thing with Obama is I thought to myself, hey, let the black guy win. And then I thought, well, Clinton's next, and I was like, yeah, let the girl win. And I thought, oh, that's pretty fucking, that's good. And then Obama did nothing, and I'm glad that Hillary lost and Trump's in. And I'm thinking to myself, is Trump still part of this bullshit too?
Well, some people have said that because he had an upside down purple triangle on his suit one day.
Yeah.
And do you know what that is?
No.
I
do, but clarify.
It's actually a Jehovah's Witness symbol, and they used those in Nazi Germany when they had the intern camps, the concentration camps for the Jews and other religions. And they actually went after the Masons, by the way, too.
Yeah. I know, I've heard many stories. I've met many Masons, and I know a lot of people who don't like Masons, who are from the worker class. And I understand about the caste system, and that certain people think, you know, whatever, they're better and all that stuff. But the question is, we're all sitting here going, well, I love Trump's speech. He's saying everything I want to hear. But that's one of the first things you learn in trying to be street smart 101. If they tell you what you want to hear, they're lying. But I never thought that Trump could win, and he did win. And is he doing a good job? I mean, on paper, it sounds like he gave everybody $1,000 or some bullshit.
Well, those are just crumbs, according to Nancy, right?
Well, no, $1,000 for me is like, no, it's not. I know the joke, but I never heard of anybody, any president, uh, make things like this happen. I'm thinking to myself, he might be one of the good guys.
Yeah, recently I just saw on the People's Patriot, recently Dr. Corsi, he actually spoke on a lot of stuff. And you might want to listen to him a little bit, but, basically we were going for the fake job within 5 years. Trump may have won, but they're still pushing forward with their agenda. It's not stopped. It's not been impeded. And they're laughing in our face because right now there should be a bunch of people prosecuted and they're not being prosecuted.
No, I mean, I can see it. I'm a little bit of a mind reader and an eye reader and whatever, body gestures and all that stuff. And I hear Trump, like, he tries to say the truth, and I know, and I believe what JB said earlier. They make him watch a video. If you say too much, you're dead. And I believe that.
Trump is actually trying to move us away from the central banks of the Rothschilds, just like JFK did. And, the Rothschilds had JFK killed.
Yeah,
it's not who killed him, it's who had him killed.
Yeah. No.
And so you need to think about that, you see all this crypto money and stuff like that, and it's all based upon some worth of another money, just like most of the reserve currencies are based upon some worth of whatever. And like I told you about the deal Nixon made with the Saudis, as far as our petrodollar, the yuan is, a lot of banks in Europe are hedging upon that, except for Holland, which is hedging upon the U.S. dollar. They have been the ones buying our debt, not the Chinese.
Okay, I'm going to cut in here because I know you can read the stuff, but I like what Tony says. We like to hear the British perspective. I'm going to read both comments that he wrote. And Tony says, Putin says the truth. I almost agree with that one. I really am like 95%. Let me say the second one, and then I'll give you the floor. And Tony says the second comment that caught my eye. Queen controls the Rothschilds. And I presented that question to Isabella, and she said the Queen doesn't have control. So I'm going to go. We can talk about Putin later, but I'm curious, Dick. Does the Queen control the Rothschilds?
Not that I can see, but she's part of the whole scheme. She's one of the heads of Europe.
Okay, sure, but okay, I know she's on paper she is, and on paper it says that she doesn't really have that much power in England. I lived in England for 8 years, and I know a little bit about the Queen. But who is controlling the Queen is my question for you.
Well, you have to look at the Rothschilds when they actually manipulated the market back when the Napoleonic Wars happened. And that's when the Rothschilds were kicked in. They basically financed both sides, and then the Rothschilds put a fake rumor in the English markets, and it collapsed. And at that time, the Rothschilds turned around and bought it for pennies on the dollar, and then they gained control of the English markets.
Now, what year was that?
Oh, that was back in the Napoleonic Wars. I think it was 17-something, 80 or something like that. Whenever, what's his face in France? Napoleon was at war with Europe, with the Austrians, with the Russians, with the Poles. Poland was a great empire.
Correct.
Way back then. And so that's what happened. They threw a rumor out there that, I think it was General Wellington, was it? Or probably Jamie knows this one. But they threw a rumor out that he had been defeated by Napoleon over there in Europe, and the markets sunk like crazy. It was like a bad rumor.
It was all hustle.
Down the markets.
All a hustle. Yeah.
Well, you see that same thing happening with the New World Order now. They make a rumor that's not true, and the markets fluctuate and they crash. You've seen that, in the last this year alone. You've seen that happen a couple times.
Correct.
So they're going to go after the markets. They're going to go after the financial district, and if they can do that, they can bankrupt the country. They can bankrupt a nation. That's one way to beat it down. Just like the Chinese devaluate their yuan again, there's a lot of banks that in Europe that have hedged upon that. And what's going to happen is they will crash those banks over there in Europe and cause confusion, chaos, and war. But let's not kid ourselves. Nothing's ever been about economics as far as war. War's always been about conquest.
Correct.
If I don't have enough to feed my people, I go over and pick the weakest guy I can find to go steal his shit, to steal his women, to steal his wine, to steal his money, and all his goods.
It sounds like we're still back in the dark ages, except we have computers and airplanes.
We never changed. I mean, if you Putin, somebody said something about Putin. Putin is actually a very brilliant guy.
I know he is,
and he understands the word conquest, and he has that mentality. That's where most people don't understand him. But then again, you know, if you're sitting at a table with Putin and it's going to start up a new factory or restart the factory that failed, he's going to drag your ass over there, even if you're a billionaire, and say, sign right here. You know, if somebody doesn't sign in that room, he'll point them out and drag them over there. If they don't go over and sign, they're going to be dead the next day. That's what he is. So he is a goon, but, you know, he's a very effective leader, and he's actually a more honest leader than most of the politicians we have here in this country.
No, I'll be honest with you. I have, like Trump says, I have respect for Russia, for China. Okay, these are superpowers. I think Germany. I think Germany is a bit of a joke, but I do have respect for England. But but I never had respect for America as much as I had right now, because Donald Trump is saying things that I never heard any American president. I mean, what's the harshest thing that we ever heard? Tear down that wall. Okay, that was a long, long time ago. Nowadays, Trump is calling everybody out. He even called out Reagan on Saturday night. I never heard anybody diss American presidents before in my life. Donald Trump is saying they're all a fucking joke. But
well, if you look what happened with these tariffs that Trump has imposed.
No, I'll give you like 2 more minutes, and I'm gonna shut this thing down. But one of my favorite quotes from Trump's speech, and I never heard him say this before. He says, "What Bush 1 did." I think he said he took a stone and threw it at the hornet's nest, and he was like, "Thank you." So they fucked it up. Let the fucking Middle East stay where they are, and let's make America great again. Why do we fucking throw a stone at the hornet's nest? Is that correct in your mind, or is Trump just working popularism?
Well, if we look at throwing a stone at the hornet's nest, let's take a look at North Korea, and let's look back at oh God, what's his name? Harry Truman. And, you know, basically, when the North invaded South Korea, they were kicking ass and they went down to half of the country. And what happened was that MacArthur made a brilliant plan to do a pincer move, basically, half a pincer move on the continent. Because the other side was just too mountainous to traverse, so they went on the western side. And then when he had them beat, the Chinese jumped in. And when the Chinese jumped in, Truman pulled all support from MacArthur. And the reason why Truman did what he did was for political reasons, for a New World Order, for what it was called before, League of Nations. He was really married to that concept of League of Nations, United Nations, which means he was also part of the New World Order. And what he did was he pulled all support from MacArthur because he knew MacArthur was going to run against him for president. We've had a lot of stuff like that happen, and it's been done for money, for power, for the ultimate goal. You know, World War I was supposed to be when the New World Order took over.
That didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't work, and it's not going to work again. But, you know, then again, our Statue of Liberty, you know what that really is, libertarian.
Yeah.
Or ISIS. It's actually the statue of ISIS.
Clarify.
The goddess ISIS.
Clarify.
The goddess ISIS is, there's always a trilemma for gods and goddesses.
Correct.
Enki, forget the name, it starts with a V over there for the Indians and stuff, but we've always had a lot of lost history in the past, and we call it mythology, but it's not true. Man's been around much longer than we believe they have been around. We're only told fake archaeology, anthropology. We're taught fake stuff. And then what they're going to do is they're going to expose some stuff with Project Bluebeam. They're going to expose some stuff to dissolve some of the, the myths and stuff. And then they're going to say that all religions are all false. And then here's your new God. And it's all going to come down to that. It's an all-in game.
Okay, hold on a second. Kurt is making a funny joke. Every 15 minutes, I'm supposed to say, we are now listening to Dick Rendell live on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. He's making a joke. I know he is. You got
formerly known as the smart guy.
The smart guy. Okay, I'm going to change the subject, and I really am going to close this out. JB, get ready. Here's on the same subject, because we're talking about a lot of things here right now. But my brain is following your thought process. After World War II, they redrew the maps, and Palestine got turned into Israel, and then there's certain areas got picked up.
No, Palestine came from the First World War, and that was an English territory.
Yeah, I know. No, okay, I understand this part, and our English friends are listening to you right now. We're both too American. Maybe we're semi-intelligent. I don't think we're Noam Chomsky's, but I read a lot about this from reading Noam Chomsky's books, and I read all of them. I don't agree with him all the time, but he's definitely more of a historian than I am. And my question is for you, as a thinker, is that when they drew the lines up for Israel, that was actually that was after World War II. They made a state called Israel. And who drew up the map? Was it England together with America? Was it only England? Who was in charge of redrawing the maps after World War II?
Well, it was always an English territory.
Correct.
But you talk about the League of Nations of the UN.
Correct. Correct. Who was in charge? Who were the head honchos that redrew the maps and started to piss off everybody in the Middle East?
I can't really remember at this point right now.
Tony is saying the United Nations. Who were the leaders of the United Nations? Because right now Donald Trump is pissing them off, and I love him for it.
Well, yeah, it was us and English and so forth. But,
basically that. I don't know, did the Germans have anything to do with it? Or was it just...
No, we actually, after World War II, we actually occupied Germany for 12 years.
No,
we did a lot of airlifts because people were starving.
I understand that part. And the Russians were part of it too. I understand what the Allies mean. But did Russia really have anything to do with drawing the map with Palestine?
Yeah, I can't remember that one.
Okay. I'm going to slowly say bye-bye to you, but I love talking to you, and you are always welcome back to the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. Dick Rendell, live on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show, and we're talking about serious bullshit. And now I'm going to say bye-bye to you, and we all love you here on the show, and I'm glad that you love the show. So I'll say bye. Well,
sometimes I'm in a serious mood. Sometimes I just feel like joking. So,
yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. I've heard your locker room talk.
Yes, it can be pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to sign up because it's 1:43 in Vienna, and the Walrus is going to hate me.
Well, as long as she doesn't hate you too much.
No, she won't. She loves me. I gave her first singing lesson. She asked for me, and I said, hey, when a teacher... No, it's the other way around. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I've been living with her for 3 years, and she says, can you teach me how to sing? I said, fuck yeah, easily. Anyway, Dick Rendell, say bye-bye to everybody.
All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Ciao, ciao. Dick Rendell was one of the guys we'd like to have on the show. I really am going to sign out, though. And what a good crowd I had tonight. Plus, like and subscribe and all that bullshit and stuff. Great show. We got into politics a little bit. We talked about UFOs with Crystal Keith. JB is always fun on the show. And JB, I hope you're going to go on next. JB, tell me you're going to go on next, because we got a good crowd here tonight. A lot of people are coming in late. A lot of people came in early. Kurt says, this reminds me of the first Levine show. Well, hey, if that's good, then that's good. Is it Levine or Levin? Bruce says, good job, Dick. No, Dick is always great on the show here. We love having him on. And on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show, we can go to just about any spectrum of anything that has to do with intelligence, which means laughter, which means music, which means politics, which means food, which means sex. I can turn it to Howard Stern in 2 seconds. And we got a good crowd here. And I'm on every night, and every night changes, and it's really funny. And I never know what's going to happen. Sometimes I have the most people I ever had watching was 177. Sometimes I have 55 who watch. That's fine. It has to, sometimes people are going to the cinema. Sometimes people are taking a walk in the forest. Sometimes people are. Kurt says, "Until I see boobs." Sorry, I was trying to be. This is my moment where I'm trying to be intelligent, and Kurt catches my. Whenever I see the word boobs, I always go, "Huh." I'm not reading what you guys are writing because I had a great conversation with Dick, and I'm glad that you guys are having fun and staying with me for so long. But I'm going to end this out. I'm going super, super late tonight. For you guys, it's not that late, but for me, it's getting super late. I haven't changed my clock yet. No, I'm glad. And just for anybody who doesn't know, you can watch the show again, and the chats show up. They don't show up like all of them. I think if they delete anything that says the word boobs. No, we don't have a. Kurt knows my jokes. We have 1,000 subscribers. No, we don't. Big Bass says, "Hey, JB, are you doing a stream?" I hope he is. And nice to see you, Big Bass. Everybody press like. Yeah. Okay, well, hold on a second. Kurt, maybe we can get, if I get 1,000 likes, I can have to look at all my pages. I go on live every day. I probably have 1,000 likes already. And, no, we'll see what happens. No, I think we'll do that on a different channel. We'll use chatterbait.com. But we're going to get 1,000 people. I'm not going to do it on this show. Dick Rendell says JB is live. Kurt says cue the music. You guys have been super, super great. Thank you so much for joining the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. If anybody wants to see me dance and finish off my wine, then you can watch me do my sign up. But it is time to say thank you, really all. You guys have been super, super great. Thank you for enjoying the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show live from Vienna. Ciao.
What you
That was by request for Kurt. Bye from Vienna. Ciao, ciao, ciao. See you tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Bye.